Good evening and welcome to NAS Watch. It is Friday. Isn't it a beautiful day to talk about what is happening in our nation, Nigeria, most especially some of the big stories and big conversations coming out from the National Assembly. Who is saying what? What is saying this? What is happening? How do we accomplish this? How do we work ahead of 2027? It has really been a very busy week. I mean, as you know, right now, what is happening is the much talked about APC convention happening right about now. Of course, if you've been following our programs, you could see that we've been transmitting that since about 5 o'clock. We have to take a break to talk about some very key issues, and of course we'll bring back the convention after the program. But there is so much that I want to unpack, and of course I will not be unpacking that alone. Just a few days ago we had the PDP having their neck beaten. The truth is, ordinarily this wouldn't have been my concern, but because of the fact that in these gatherings we also have lawmakers, which is the more reason why I'm even thinking about it and having these conversations. Just a few days ago there was a story about the APC zonal convention that held in Asaba, where the Senate leader did talk about the fact that talked about state creation. Now, state creation has really been a big conversation, you know, in the floor of the House of Assembly, especially, you know, different representatives saying, okay, we think that our place is due, our state is due, you know, to have several states. But then I've not exactly been a huge advocate for state creation. I've always been of the opinion that the states that we have already, we have 30 states and capital, and so how well are we managing the states that we have? Because it would take a lot, you know, to keep up with having a state. But then again, Senator Akpabio did say that Warri is going to serve as a Delta, you know, capital, while Asaba will serve for Anioma. This has been a big conversation. Of course, talking about someone who has also talked about Anioma states is one very man, Senator Ned, right? So the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has definitely indicated that Warri would serve as the capital of Delta State if it is affected by the proposed creation of a new state in the South-South, and while Asaba will remain the capital of the proposed Anioma state. And he made that conversation, he made that remark actually during the zonal convention held in Asaba, and he also made a clarification while explaining at an event in his appearance, you know, having this traditional Anioma attire, which he, you know, attributed to Senator Ned Nwoko. And in his words, he said, see me dressed like this, a distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko who gave it to me. And when I arrived, you know, I observed Deltans were dressed. I asked why, and I was not similarly, you know, dressed. And he just wanted to feel among, he wanted to belong, and he wanted to dress like that. Now, but the thing is state creation is beyond just dressing like the people. It takes a whole lot. But according to him, he said, but if that is the only demand from the South-South, state creation, then I should be very glad to support it. Now, this is the Senate president coming out to say, okay, he's in support of state creation. Now, mind you, if he supports state creation at the level of the South-South, don't forget, other regions are going to come out to talk about state creation. Anyway, I am not going to be having this conversation alone. So from state creation by the Senate president to the PDP neck meeting to the APC convention, as all relates to our lawmakers, we're going to be having that conversation in the next 45 minutes that we have. It is NAS Watch. Don't go anywhere. When I come back, I will be introducing my guest, and we dive right into the conversation this evening. Don't go anywhere. All right, if you're just joining in, this is NAS Watch right here on Rapid Television Channel 176. This evening, I have with me Dr. Ugochukwu Williams. It's always a pleasure having you on Rapid TV. You always show us support. Let me give you a high five for that, first of all.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you this evening. What is the air like? I know we have a lot to talk about, but what's the air like? How are you feeling this evening?
Yeah, I'm feeling relaxed, even though the city of Abuja is choked because of the activities over this weekend. But in all that, I'm very, very much relaxed, and I'm hopeful for the future.
I have so many questions to ask you, you know, because we're in a political season, and I don't know why. I thought you trusted me. You are yet to tell me where you belong, but it's okay. It's okay. Good things take time, so I'm not going to cry about that. But the Senate president has said that if the only demand from the South is state creation, then he would be glad to support it. And of course, this is a statement that he made to Senator Ned Nwoko in Asaba. And so, he, according to him in his words, he said, "Your Excellency the Governor, that is, if it is affecting Delta, let me tell you how it will be for Anioma State. The capital will be in Asaba, then Delta State proper, you know, all of those things, so it's not going to be a problem." So where do you stand in all of this, looking at the fact that, okay, the huge proponent for the Anioma State has not been Senator Ned Nwoko? Do you think that he just intentionally trapped the Senate President so that he can get some form of support? And you know, because these are going to be discussed in the floor of the National Assembly. How do you view all of this?
Yeah, for creation of new state for Nigeria, at this time we have 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory making it 7. If you see what is happening now, you see that FCT is now a state because the minister is acting like a governor. So, and I think it's going to continue that way. So, there is no need for us to have more states, but it is important for us to show equity and fairness in our sharing of national wealth and opportunities in the country. The Southeast happened to be losing behind in the many years of staying without a state. And Ned Nwoko has been a very good advocate and advocating for a new state creation. He's advocating for Anioma. And in the National Assembly, it has passed first and second reading, and which is a very good one for him and other advocate who also.
Are you in support of it?
Yes, 100%. I'm in support of it.
Why exactly?
Yeah, because I'm from the Southeast, and I can't feel when you hear marginalized in the Southeast, not having one state over 20, 30 years is a huge marginalization. Are
we supposed to be talking about having more states, or are we supposed to be talking about how to better our people? Now, I want to give a quote from, he said, "I don't think we should be afraid because the more states we have, the more the development. If it passes through in the various House of Assembly, it then means we have an additional state. It would definitely be good and progressive for development of the southeastern Nigeria. May God bless the proponents." Now, I am very particular about the power. It says the more states we have, the more development. You and I know very well how expensive it is to run a state.
This is not issue of creating a state.
What's the issue?
This is an issue of equity and fairness.
So are we picking equity over?
When you look at the Southeast before now, Southeast is losing to 3 senators. And all the constituency projects that have been accredited to every senator in Nigeria, the Southeast has lost in the past, and then they don't have it right now. The local government, if that new state is going to have, let's say, 5, 10 local government, 20 local governments, Southeast has lost the allocation for local government for all this while. Southeast has lost allocation for one state. All these years of no state in the Southeast, not having 6 states. All the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, Southwest, South-South, North-Central, Northeast, Northwest, they all have 6 states. Only Southeast has only 5 states. So creation of state is not by trying to create, it's just for equity and fairness. So this is no issue of we're trying to create more states when the economy is bad or anything, but you try to bring sense of belonging and also bring opportunities that the Southeast have lost in the past. If this is achieved, is a roadmap in bringing peace in the Southeast.
I do understand the need for us to want to have equity and fairness.
It's not an issue of creating more states. This is not an issue of creating more states. This is doing the right thing that need to be done over the years, and are doing it right now.
I do understand you.
Yeah,
I do understand you. So but I'm just concerned.
Yeah, so don't be concerned.
I have to be because you're saying it's not a matter of creating more states. It's a matter of equity and fairness. I am very particular about that word when you say equity and fairness. Yes. Because are we picking equity and fairness over our realities?
What's our reality today?
Are we capable of handling extra states?
Yes, we are capable.
I mean,
We are 100% capable. And I keep telling you on this show several times, anybody who becomes president of this country, even the current president or current leaders, who tells that we don't have all the resources to run this country and give Nigerians the best, the person is a liar. So when you talk about creating one more state in the southeast, we have all the resources. The resources that are going to be used in that state are also going to come from that state. So, for instance, Anioma State. Anioma has, in Delta State today, there are oil wells all over Delta.
How many oil wells do we have in Anioma?
In Anioma? There are over 2 or 3. There are oil wells, but I can't even give you the number right now, because Delta State is one of the highest oil producing states in this country. So, apart from that, many other states of Nigeria is not even, what they're bringing to the table is more of produce from the farms and all that. So, when you're creating this, you're not creating more state because of economic challenges or what. You're creating it for the development of Nigeria and also equity and fairness. If you don't have equity and fairness in any country, you have challenges. Do
you realize that we are talking about equity and fairness, and this has to cut across board? Because while you're saying that it is okay,
it can't cut across board.
No, let me land. Right, let me land. When you're saying that we need to create more states in this part, don't forget the man in the West also believes that he also needs to create.
How does he need one state? When you're in the Southwest, you have 6 states already in the geopolitical zone. Southeast has only 5 states. So if you are a president of Nigeria tonight, you want to make sure that everybody have equal opportunity, how can you say that Southwest want to come for state? Any state clamoring for state, if I'm president of Nigeria, I won't give it to you. The only people I will give states today is Southeast. And if I am not from Southeast, you can say that because I'm from. If I'm not from Southeast, I'll still do the same.
Don't you think you're being selfish right now?
No, I'm not being selfish. It's clear to every part of Nigeria that Southeast is losing one state, and we have lost a lot of resources. Don't you think that somebody can wake up tomorrow after creating that state and sue Federal Republic of Nigeria for all the loss of our allocations that they have lost in the past, and expecting federal government to pay compensation? Don't you know? Is it not right?
I have not thought about that.
Thank you.
And I don't need to talk about it anyway.
So that's, if you start going deeply into that, you now know that there is need for you to create a new state. And I want to also applaud Senator Ned Nwoke for projecting for Anioma.
I never knew you were a huge fan.
Let me, not
of the senator.
Not a huge fan of the senator. When you do good, we are your fans. So I want to applaud him. You know, there were 2 states projected, the Anim state projected and for pushing for our governors, with our governor for Imo State, and which happened to take some state out of some local government from Imo and Anambra and now have Anim state. But I must tell you that the perfect is Anioma, because you're bringing from our brothers, our people, bringing to out to the Southeast, rather than taking out of Southeast to create a new state. So it's a perfect, it's a perfect solution. And I applaud the Senate President too. I applaud the Senate President for this laudable and commendable too, for him to come out and say it. And I believe for saying it, the Senate will go ahead and approve it. And Mr. President will definitely
just saying it will bring an approval. Is that how it works?
It has passed first and second reading.
Okay.
And I know our senators, they are very wonderful people. They'll go ahead and finish.
Dr. Ogochukwu, are we trying to capitalize on the weakness of our senators right now? When you say they are very wonderful people, are we indirectly capitalizing on their fact that they don't do their due diligence before approving things? Is that what you're trying to say?
Are you saying they did not do that?
No, I'm just asking you.
Okay, I know that the senators have done their due diligence. They've done their research and findings, and know that Southeast actually need one more state. And that's why the Senate President told you that they will create that state, and he's going to join the Southeast and making Southeast to have a 6th state, and the capital is going to be in Asaba. And Delta capital will now be Warri. Perfect.
Okay, so are you by any chance aware of the proposed states breakdown? And for Southwest, for Southeast, for the South-South, Northeast, Northwest, and of course North Central. Are you aware of that?
The breakdown?
Yes, the proposed states breakdown. Yes.
Yeah, I'm aware of
and this has been a major conversation. So when it comes to the Southwest, we have the Ijebu state from Ogun, Ibadan state from Oyo. These guys have also been very, very actively vocal about it, talking about
at this point,
saying they are very due for it. So everybody's all about fighting their cause.
At this point, if you say they're very due, I can give you different part of Nigeria.
No, I'm not saying they are due. They say they are due for it.
No. You can, as it is today in this country, we cannot talk about creating of more states in places where it is not necessary. We have not been able to, most states have not been able to develop their states. This particular one is a matter of making the Jews. We have our Federal Charter Commission separating the southeast, southwest, south, north central, northeast, northwest, and creating 60 states in all that states. And only southeast has only one state. So all these people clamoring for those states are people clamoring for more states. They are not wishing Nigeria good for now. Okay. Because as it is, we need to manage our state. Like the governors that you see, that all the governors taking all their location, they are not doing well with their state yet. So why are you creating more state for them? But this particular one is a matter of marginalization, making sure that everybody has a fair play in Nigeria, making sure that every Nigerian has sense of belonging, making sure that all the allocations that have been living from the federal pause, going to local government, senatorial constituency projects, state allocations, that the Southeast get all those things back. So I think this, even those clamoring for state in their state, they know that this is the right thing to be done first. They are waiting for this one to be done first. Then they will now see if their own could be approved.
Well, I mean, someone watching could relatively argue with what you're saying. Everyone, you know, they would argue that everyone deserves to have their states. And
if everybody is having state, it means my local government can also have a state.
Well,
we can have him be state.
That would be dicey.
We have 3 local government, and if we want to create more local government there, we have a population of over 2 million. So
because even in the southeast, we have the Anim state, which is Anambra,
that's the one I told
Adada
you.
State, Enugu. South we have Toribe State, which is Ondo, Edo, Delta, Obolo State, Akwa Ibom. So there are a lot more. Even in the northeast, we have Savannah State, Borno, Amana State, Adamawa. Then in the northwest, we have Tiga State, which is Kano, Gurara State, which is southern Kaduna. North central, we have Okura State, which is Kogi, and Upper State, which is Benue. So you see that we're talking about state creation. Everyone wants to feel. So when you say
want to be independent,
when you say that it is time, you know, when you talk about annual matter, you say it is time
for you to have it.
It's
overdue.
Overdue.
Yes,
these guys will also argue that for them it's also overdue.
How is it overdue? North Central, Kogi, you just mentioned, they have 6 states. You mentioned Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, they have 6 states in the north. They have 6 states in the northwest. And you mentioned about your somewhere in the northeast.
Yeah.
They have 6 states. You mentioned Delta. In the south. South have 6 states. You mentioned Ijabode in the southwest. They have 6 states. You mentioned Anioma in the southeast. Southeast has only 5 states. How fair? Are you happy?
So that's 1 now. So you want it to be 6.
So just 6, and you leave it at that. And I think the Senate President is doing well by projecting that at this point.
So you're really in support of the Anyoma State. Now you've talked so much about how you applaud the move by Senator Ned Nwoko, which of course, well, I would not say I join you with that. I would just say that's relatively good for those who are in support of it. Well, they'll definitely cheer you up. And how do you think that away from proposing Anyoma State, do you think that Senator Ned Nwoko has really been active for his people?
I cannot speak about Senator Ned Nwoko, representative of the Anyoma Senatorial. I think that's Delta Central. I am not from Delta State. I'm not from his constituency, but it's the people from his senatorial district that can come out and say how good he has been doing and how. I'm a nationalist. Yes, I may know much about him, but I cannot really tell you what he's doing in his state and his senatorial zone. As a person, he might be doing very well for his people, and if they've not recorded him as a senator, he might be doing very well.
No, that's very, very dicey, because we don't really have so much cases of recalling.
But we have heard agitations for recall in Nigeria.
I mean, that was majorly on the...
You saw the Natasha case. in my state too, there was one time they were trying to recall a senator.
It never happened.
So it never happened. But at least you see the agitation that people are saying that he's not doing well, coming out on TV. So I've not heard so much about that on the social media saying Ned Walker is not doing well. But I can't say much because, like I said, I'm not in his senatorial district. I'm not from Delta either, so I can't say much.
Okay, we'll just keep it at that. So anyway, Dr. Ogochukwu believes that the creation of a normal state is a good idea, a welcome development, and he's voting in favor of that. Talking about voting in favor of, it's been every time, such a plenary session is on, you're either expecting them to vote in favor of something or somebody is defecting. Talking about how did you feel about the last defection that happened before they went on break?
Let me correct you. In the past, when the National Assembly was National Assembly, not now, when proceedings and proper things are done at the National Assembly, you don't hear a lot about defection at the floor of the House. Yeah, why you could say that now is that it's now like a routine and a way of life for defecting from other parties to APC. And in the floor of the House is like every day that expecting it is like a Thanksgiving in the church. Every Sunday there must be a Thanksgiving. So they've made governance have our democracy or our politics have gotten to that level that everybody feels that deflecting at the floor of the House is very important. And
do you think it has become like a show of, oh, I belong here now, you should respect me?
Yes, it is. Many people join APC because they feel that when they join APC, I know many senators or rep have discussed with, they tell me that why they're joining so that they can be able to know what is happening and see if they can get that's why they're not getting the constituency, whatever thing they're. And I've seen some that have been there for 2 years, they defected. They've not done anything for their federal constituencies. So what's the benefit? So what are they getting? Maybe they are being selfish, and some people are doing it because they feel that if I'm not in the ruling party, I'll be discriminated. They see me as people but forgetting that you are representing a people. The people you are representing is more important than the party or the party you want to join or the national interest. Your basic fundamental reason why you are sent to National Assembly is to represent your senatorial zone or your House of Rep, your constituency. And those people should be your primary concern. So whatever you're doing that is not favoring them, it does not make any sense. If joining APC will bring more constituency projects to them and you're sure of it, and after joining you can see that you have brought back a lot of constituency projects and you have got a lot for your people, I think there are people who will clap for them, but 80% or 90% of them have never brought anything back to their federal constituencies. Rather, for their personal, even they've not gained a lot personally.
How are you so sure of that?
I'm very much sure of that.
Have you done asset review before and after?
You look at them, when you know. When you meet them personally, they will tell you how they are feeling, but they can't say in the public.
Okay, something interesting. So the APC convention is going on right now, and I mean, while I was watching, the activity as we were streaming the event live, and I could hear a lot of, oh, I want to recognize this senator, this, blah, blah. I just realized that there were so many, lawmakers that were being recognized. And it just got me thinking, how do we intend to progress as a society when the bulk of our lawmakers are found in a particular political party, in the ruling party?
Yeah, that's the right word.
And it's so unfortunate that I really don't know who is the opposition right now. Maybe you're here, you're going to let me know which party is the opposition. We have few months to the election. All we're hearing is the ruling party, where we have bulk of our lawmakers in it. And we've not heard anything about the opposition party. PDP had its next meeting. I really don't know what is going on right now. You're here to answer this question. Do you think we have an opposition party, Dr. Ogochukwu?
Yeah, we have opposition party. The opposition party we have right now in Nigeria is the Nigerian people. Those who are not with APC in this government, they are so much. The opposition is more than the people in the ruling party right now. But if you come to reality, to party politics, and you look at it today, ADC is an opposition political party. PDP is not you can't call them as an opposition party today because you can see that almost everything PDP is an OES member for APC. In the last 2 years, PDP has always supported what APC is doing, and you can see, and this is the first time we're having PDP is running a unity government, if I'm to say, because they're supporting whatever thing the president is doing. And have you ever seen any PDP say issuing a statement against this government? No. Nobody in the PDP today have come out and say this government is doing good or is doing bad. And people need to know that it's important to criticize a government. But you're not criticizing a government to say that you're not in support of government. You're criticizing a government because you want government to do better, and it's even for the betterment of that government, because somebody is speaking out and saying what is going wrong and saying it out for the government to be able to do good. And by so our government need to know that people, when oppositions come to speak, it's not only to gain power or to speak down on the ruling party, but it is also to outline things that are not going, that a ruling party member does not really understand where their party goes wrong, because they are more of praise singers. Not only because of APC right now, but is always that case. So the people that give you the right information is the people, the opposition. It's the opposition that will see a portal and say, see this government, they say they have spent so much money, see there's a portal. If you're a president, if you're a listening leader, you'll observe that, wow, there's a portal that I've paid for it. Then you can be able to, not rather than you coming out and say, why is it? It's because of he's an ADC man, or because he's a Labour man, or it's because of he is not supporting our government. So a right-thinking leader does not think that way. So opposition is not only just to win power, it's also to remind the leaders, the ruling party, that there is a place you're not doing well. You need to go and fix it. But in Nigeria today, if you are in opposition, you are in trouble.
I would just hold that thought, right? We want to hear all about that trouble, but we'll go on a very short break. Don't go anywhere. It's still Nas Watch. Welcome back. It's still Nas Watch, and of course, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the roles that our lawmakers play ahead of 2027. And the politics and the polity, I'm just so... Anyway, we stopped somewhere. You think I'm going to forget? We stopped somewhere, Dr. Ugochukwu, and we've had quite an interesting conversation down to this point. Yes. And we stopped somewhere. You talked about the fact that the opposition is not a place for you to be witch hunted or to be seen as as to be seen as an enemy of democracy or an enemy of the state. It's meant to be a time where you call people, you hold people accountable, which of course is the essence of being an opposition. Yeah, so something is going left, you point it out. But you're not the difference here is that you're not pointing it out because you overcare, but you're pointing it out because you also have an intention, yes or no? You have an intention, right?
Me?
No, not you. I mean, the
okay,
opposition.
yes, of course, you have intention, yeah.
Because you point out the wrongs of the ruling.
Because you feel that you do better. You do better. Or your government, your own party will do better. So that's why you point it out and see. Even when you become that power, you might not see that.
That's true. So let's talk about this trouble.
If you understand that as a leader, it helps you when opposition are criticizing you. So you see it's more of an opportunity to build a better country, because you'll be able to find out challenges that you don't see, because like I said, every ruling party is not only in Nigeria, mostly in Nigeria, every ruling party, they don't have eye. They only sing praise singing. And because they sing praise singing, they might see the portal, they will say, no,
they'll just say a little
they'll just pass
breeze just blew and the whole came out.
There is always justification to a problem. So, but when opposition comes, opposition will see a problem and say, there is a problem here. And look at them, they spend so much money and look at what they have gotten. This is peanut to what they should have gotten. So, a good leader will not see it as that. A good leader will see it as a challenge, a way of getting information to solve problems.
Okay, let's not talk about that trouble, that trouble, that part, I can't forget that part, the trouble you talked about. We've had a couple of people who have been in trouble.
Yeah, I said in Nigeria, when you criticize or when you are doing opposition, most time it becomes a trouble for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, in Nigeria, you see, it's because of the kind of politicians that we have in Nigeria, and we happen to have leaders in government who have not passed through leadership trainings and who have not passed through grooming, proper leadership grooming. You know, it's no issue of I've carried back with this man for years. You carried back in what level of carrying back? You carry back learning to fight your opposition. You carried back learning how to loot money, sign out money. You carried back growing to go and know how to write results. You've not carried back your leader taking you to a leadership training or passing through or knowing, understanding who a leader is, your followers, who are they, and what kind of thing are you supposed to do as somebody that is learning. You always learn if you're following a leader. If it's bad, you will learn bad things. If it's good, you will learn good things. So that's why you see most of our followers here, followers of leaders here, they don't see challenges.
Is our leader bad?
Which of our leaders?
From your assessment.
You say our leaders are bad. We have many leaders in Nigeria that are not good. They are not bad, but they don't have the qualities of leadership. When you say they're bad, it seems that you are trying to be extreme.
Okay.
Yes, they are not bad. They are good people, but they don't have the qualities of leadership.
Do we deserve the kind of leaders we have?
No, we don't deserve it.
Okay. Let's talk about
I'm
that
happy
trouble.
that you know that. Yes, when I say trouble, you and I know that in Nigeria today, there are many people in the opposition that they've gotten into trouble, facing trials, facing a lot of challenges.
Example.
I don't need to say example because you know me, you're a media person.
Let's talk about El-Rufai. Do you think that he's facing trouble because of
opposition? Of course, it's politics. You and I, we're all Nigerians. We know what's going on.
You keep saying you and I.
You're Nigerian. You're not an American. You're a Nigerian. So what they are facing, what most opposition face today, you see that. That's why you say, when you leave the opposition and join the ruling party in Nigeria, you are a saint.
The sins are forgiven.
Your sins are forgiven. You can go about, you can dine and drink, eat with them. But when you are still in opposition, you are an enemy. So that's why you see so many opposition who are very vocal, who speak out. They end up going after them and knowing to find out where their troubles are. I know nobody's perfect. There must be somewhere, something, anyhow. But every issue is politics anyway. It's political. So, and I think all of them, they know each other very well. Politically, they will be solved. Okay.
Before we talk about where you stand in this political system, because I know I'm going to come to you. I'm just giving you some time. Before I come to where you stand in this political system, I want to ask, what role can our lawmakers play ahead of 2027? I mean, we're seeing them. It's almost like everyone is pitching their tent ahead of time. They don't want to be caught off guard. They don't want to be seen as not returning. Those who have to drop to go for governorship or those who have to drop to go for other positions. It's almost like everybody is strategizing and nobody's thinking about, oh, in my personal strategy, what can I do for my people? So what role can our lawmakers play to make sure that the people are carried along as we prepare for 2027?
One of the roles they need to play they are, like I told you the last time I was here, I told you that when you're a participant in a game and you want to be the referee of that game too. So what do you expect? So the role they are supposed to play anyway for as we face our 2027 general election. What are their roles? Lawmaking. They need to come out with proper laws that can guide INEC to do the right thing. If they are, and I know, you and I know that they will not do it because you just mentioned there that so many of them are preparing to come back. They're going to be, are they going to make it transparent? When you know that most of them, I can assure you, 90% of senators, House of Rep members, cannot win free and fair in their federal constituencies and senatorial.
Are you speaking for a fact?
I'm speaking for a fact, yes. You can make your research and find this. So how do you expect them to now make a law or make policies that will give INEC power to do transparent elections? So there is not much to expect from them as we head into 2027 election. like I said, opposition in Nigeria today is between the people where I belong and the ruling party, not even ADC, not even PDP, the people. That's where the opposition is. If you go on the street of Abuja, the street of Lagos, Calabar, Imo, Adamawa today, you see that people will tell you where the problems are, where the government are not doing well, and they're not happy about it. That is what oppositions do. So Nigerian citizens are the oppositions. And you're expecting a lawmaker to go back and do policies or do laws, do acts that will be betterment, that will better our electoral process. Maybe now when they can't, because they need the tools to succeed. So you don't expect much. So we are not expecting much from the lawmakers. They have done the electoral act already the way they want it, and Nigerians have accepted it. We can't change it. President have assigned his signature to it, and he has assigned his signature to it. There is no going back. You know, anything that is wrong there is going to be implemented as they want it. So, and that is what our National Assembly wanted. That's the roadmap they should have changed as we head to the 2027 election. Whereby it was not done to the will of the people. What do you expect? Do you know in that electoral act, they say if you're going to run for president, you must have at least about 3 billion or thereabout in their account. So you see that people cannot run for president. The ordinary man who want a change, who want a candidate, but that's just it anyway. It's a standard that can be set for everywhere. But what I'm trying to say is that we don't expect the lawmakers to do more than what they're doing.
Okay, so in that time when a person tells you that I don't expect so much from you, it just means that you probably are not exactly valuable to them. Is that what you're saying? That
what
your
I'm saying it to you. This is the problem. I'm saying it to you. Every constituency in Nigeria today, senatorial district in Nigeria today that are the national, they have a representative. 80 to 90% of them doesn't want to care. They see them as they are doing things for themselves. And it's very bad. Whereby people you represent and no longer have confidence in you, they can't approach you for something, they can't benefit anything from you, they don't expect you to do policies that will favor them. They know that when you go to the National Assembly, you're only speaking for yourself. You're no longer speaking their mind. In this country, before now, even there is establishing the National Assembly, State Assemblies, the laws that establish National Assembly and State Assembly, give grant for constituency briefings. You report from the National Assembly. How many times have you been taken to any federal constituency? Maybe Imo East Federal Constituency or Delta North Central Federal Senatorial District for constituency briefing. Have you gone anyone? Well, you've not. But these are things that you do to engage your people and know what they want and know what they want to say and what they want you to present at the National Assembly. You are their mouthpiece at the National Assembly, speaking for the good people of that federal constituency. And you've not been doing it. Rather, when you come home, you come with convoy. They don't have access to you. They don't even have access to even call your phone. They'll call you 10 times. They don't get you. You don't know, maybe he want to tell you that there's a road problem. Let me give you, for instance, I've heard of rep members, senators that their constituents will call them and want to tell them that this place, we're having a challenge crossing here. The road is so bad. I can use my senatorial zone, where I'm coming from, to tell you.
I heard yours have defected.
I'm from East, Imo East.
I heard yours have defected.
My rep member. Yes, my rep member are defected.
To which party?
To APC. My rep member.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I can tell you, in my Imo East senatorial zone, I can see where people complain because I have access to people. People call me. People tell you that they've called the senator, this, come and do this. For the last 2 years, they have not even picked their call. So, are you now going to tell me that these people will feel confident that he's representing them? He's no longer representing them, but he's representing himself. I repeat it again, 80 to 90% of the people in the National Assembly are now representing themselves. And that's why they are now planning to do the election without the people. So the votes, they are not even looking at it because they know if they do free and fair election, I will say it again, if they do free and fair election, or if they do option A4, in our various federal constituencies for general election, is when you now know that all these rep and senators will not be able to return.
Well, so much has been said about our reps, members, and senators. I want to ask you, on what are we expecting from you? This is political season, Dr. Ogochukwu.
I may not do much this political season, because I'm a leader, and I am a visionary leader, so I plan.
Your reps man is not doing what's supposed to. Why don't you go for that position?
I can't. I believe in fairness and equity. You know, I started that in my federal constituency.
Yes.
This current rep that is defended to APC now, I've done 8 years.
He's due to
He's
go.
running 8 years, and it's from my local government. We have 2 local government.
Okay.
So we shared it. We agreed. Leaders agree that this local government will do 8 years.
Okay.
The other local government will do. So my local government I've done 8 years, which is where this man is doing. Is rounding up. If I come out to start running for rep again from my local government, it will mount to a problem. So I have to allow the other people to do their 8 years before someone else will come out from my side. So for now, I'm just...
Okay. Well, so
I'm just trying to be fair.
You are on equity and fairness.
Yes.
That's the level you're
now
operating
I face
on.
my business. At least I can face my business, make more money, and prepare for the future.
Oof. Okay, and then you can call out those that needs to be called out.
Exactly, yes. I can freely speak. Yeah, I can freely speak and tell you the way I want to tell you and tell you this is how I want us to do this.
Okay.
I'm a partner to any good person, any good leader, any good rep member, any good senators who want us to see which we work together as long as it's for the betterment of Nigeria.
Okay, that's
but
patriotic view.
Tomorrow in my hair, I may call you for a press conference and I said I want to do this. So let's wait till then.
I don't want to be caught by surprise. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ogochukwu, for coming on the show. And as we wrap up this evening, I want to say that my guest did make a very important point, talking about how many times have you been called, to cover some, briefings. I must tell you that our National Assembly leaders, our senators and lawmakers, they are the most difficult people to see. I have not seen anywhere in the world where it is so difficult to see your lawmaker. But in Nigeria, they are the most difficult. It's not like wanting to see a celebrity. They forget every single time that they are there to serve the people.
I'll give you more information before you wrap.
Well, we're wrapping up, so give it to me now.
Yeah,
we're wrapping up.
As small as Liberia, it's easier for you. If I go into Liberia now, I go to Liberia.
Yeah.
I have access to the senator, the rep, the speaker. I have access to the senate president. Every Liberia I have access to. They can sit down on the road and see their senator will come there and sit down with them. That's how true leaders work. And it's so far, that's why we are not doing well in Nigeria. Our leaders are very far from the people that are leading.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
And that is how we wrap up the show this beautiful evening. Thank you so much. Hope you've been able to gain a thing or two, and do ensure to always hold your lawmaker accountable. I mean, it's the least you can do. Hold them by the jugular, ask him questions, and make sure he answers and tells you what he's doing to make your constituency or your district a better place. My name is Cynthia Agba. This is Rapid Television. Do not forget, a repeat of the show will come to you on Sunday at about 7. And of course, the news comes up at 8 o'clock. Do have yourself a beautiful evening.